Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of GodSaw's Turnbuckle, the wrestling podcast here right now on YouTube and Daily Motion exclusively. We're looking for a couple other areas, but we're also a little strapped for time. I haven't really looked into other areas yet, but I would like to expand this into a few other forums to try to expand audience and everything in that sense. This episode of GodSaw's Turnbuckle is going to focus on WWE NXT for May the 24th, 2017, and to be honest with you, it was standard fare. This was a standard fare NXT right after a takeover. You got a couple matches in here, but you got a lot of promo time after everything that was after like NXT takeover. You had interviews with like Bobby Roode, Asuka, and everything in that sense as well, and they showed everything that happened with DIY and everything to go along with that. The one notable one, because a lot of this stuff happens on the YouTube channel and they just re-show it for the NXT audience afterwards if you didn't watch on YouTube or on the WWE.com or anything in that sense. But one thing that was notable, and I thought this was a good promo, I didn't really see it anywhere else. They had an Ember Moon promo talking about her injury, talking about like how disappointed she was that she wasn't going to be able to be in the match in Takeover Chicago, and everything in that sense. And it just came off really good. I liked the promo in general because, like I said, she was talking about her disappointment and saying it's like, I thought I had come to terms with it, but no, I haven't, in that sense of everything. And also saying that, like, deep down inside, she wanted Asuka to win the match so she could be the one that beats her. Though she also thought there was a good chance that Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross could have won. Obviously, this was before the match had taken place, everything in that sense. But I thought it was a really good promo from her, and it just came off really well. And kind of relays that they're not really going with a Mystique-type character with Ember Moon at this time. It's more of a down-to-earth one to go along with it. And I thought it came off as a really good promo from her, and it just came off really good. So this basically leads us to our matches for the night, because, like I said, it was for the most part standard fare. Otherwise, you were getting a lot of promo time from WWE.com stuff, YouTube stuff, everything in that sense. So matches-wise, you had Curt Hawkins going up against Alistair Black. This was a good showcase match for Alistair Black, though it's interesting that they're bringing Curt Hawkins in. I know he had done something on Main Event before, but now he's down there on NXT. Are they going to be taking Curt Hawkins all the way back down to NXT here with everything? Or what are they going to be doing with Curt Hawkins in that sense? But for everything, though, on Alistair Black's side, again, very good showcase match for him. I want a feud. Some kind of feud for this guy. And hopefully they set it up within their next set of tapings or something in that sense. Because he's been doing a lot of good showcase stuff and kind of developing the character in the silent sense and everything, like showing how calm he is at any given point in time, and then he just unleashes on everybody. I thought he comes off really good on that sense. Now I want to see more development, and where is he going to go with an actual feud and everything in that sense of the word. So we'll see where they go with everything there. Up next, though, was the Velveteen Dream. And by the way, people, that's the name they're actually calling him. When they called him when they called Patrick Clark Velveteen Dream, I was like, because Velveteen Dream seems like a nickname. So you have the Velveteen Dream Patrick Clark, so that's his real name, Patrick Clark, or you have Patrick the Velveteen Dream Clark or something in that sense. It sounds like a nickname, but that's the full name that they're going with, and I was like, not working for me. I like every mannerism and everything in that sense for him. The name is the only thing that's actually the downside for this right now, because I like the mannerisms for him. I like the Prince style gimmick and everything that he's been doing. His squash match with Robert Anthony, I thought was, again, just like with Alistair Black, a good way of showcasing what Patrick Clark can do and everything. I might just call him Patrick Clark at all times, even though they call him Velveteen Dream. I just don't like the name. Mainly because, like, when I was kind of seeing it, it's like, that kind of sounds like a nickname. That doesn't sound like a full name. And it just doesn't come off all that well. At least in my own personal opinion, it doesn't come off all that well to go along with it. It just, like I said, that's the only downside. Like, I like the way he's, like, portrayed, everything in that sense. The name is the only thing that, like, is like, just like, okay, I think they kind of messed up something on this character by just calling him that and not going with Patrick Clark or something in that sense. That was my only issue with it. But otherwise, rather good debut. Again, good showcase match for him and everything to show a little bit of what he can do, his mannerisms, everything in that sense. And I actually ended up liking a good chunk of what he had done. It's just the name that kind of gets me on that one. So this leads us to the main event of the night, which was Drew McIntyre going up against Wesley Blake. And really nothing more here than just, it was a good match. The two of them put on a really good match with each other, and it came off rather well. But actually, there's no real buts about this one. Again, it kind of falls under the aspect that now we've seen Drew McIntyre back on the show and everything. We want to see a full-on feud here. This was a mini feud because it was set up from the week before, so it actually had some setup to it. I think most of his matches beforehand had no setup to it. So I'm kind of waiting to see what kind of feud they have going for Drew McIntyre here down the road. And like I said, and maybe they'll have something for Wesley Blake here, because both of them actually put on a really good match here. I thought it was a rather enjoyable one for all intents and purposes of it. So overall, though, the show, it was standard fare. If you like the NXT, like the after takeovers and everything, you kind of know what you kind of know what you expect when you get an NXT show after a takeover. You're getting a lot of promos. You're kind of just getting a lot of backtracking. You're not really furthering anything here. They're beginning because they'll set up the beginnings at their next set of tapings and everything in that sense. But I mean, matches-wise, Alistair Black and I can't call him Velveteen Dream. I'm going to call him Patrick Clark. Patrick Clark and Alistair Black both had some good showcases in there, and I thought the match with Drew McIntyre and Wesley Blake was also a really good one. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything on NXT this week. So, yeah, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed everything. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out. Have a good one.